Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of 10 Minutes with Tele. I'm not going to prolong the time. I'm going to dive right into this topic. So I want to call this So You Want to Be a Boss Part 2. I got some good feedback concerning this particular subject, and so I felt like I needed to come back on here and just kind of share some of the positives about being a boss, because on the last video I had to keep it real with you guys just to let you guys know, listen, whatever you see on social media that glamorizes being an entrepreneur or a boss, please don't believe the hype. Now, that's not to say that it isn't rewarding, because it is extremely rewarding to be an entrepreneur and to be a boss, but it does not come without hard work, grind, hustle, and that is an absolute fact. So on today, I wanted to kind of share some tips to kind of help you guys as you're on your journey to being a boss. So my first tip would be, what is it that you really want to do as it relates to your business? Is it that you want to open up a boutique? Do you want to have a salon? Do you want to start a cleaning company? I mean, whatever it is that you're passionate about doing, I would definitely say make sure you're passionate, because if you're not, I don't see the business lasting or working out. So you want to identify what it is that you want to do as your business. Once you identify that, you want to make sure you do some research as it relates to what location you want to be in, what the cost of business is as it relates to your business, whatever the licensing you may need, zoning for different areas. I mean, you just want to make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into. You also want to classify if you're going to be a small business where it may just be you and maybe one or two employees, if you're going to be the only one working the business, because that determines the responsibility that it's going to take. If you're going to be able to put yourself in a position to hire other people, do you know what that job description is going to be for that individual? Do you know what you want their tasks to be? Do you know what you're going to pay them? How you're going to pay them? Are you going to have a payroll company? Do you have the capital to do so? Like, these are things that I think a lot of us, we just jump out here and we start businesses and we didn't take into account any of these things. And I can tell you firsthand from my own experiences, I literally learned things as I went, because I did not have anybody in my family that was an entrepreneur that I can look to and say, that's how you do it. No, I literally, some stuff I feel like was common sense to me, but then there were some things that I literally had to do some research, and I had to go and talk to different individuals that were running businesses to kind of give me feedback as it relates to that. So you want to make sure that you keep those things in mind. Next thing, do you have a business plan? Some people want to toss the idea of a business plan out of the window. I personally feel like business plans are good if you know exactly what it is you want to do, because now you can see the numbers. So for example, I own a salon, and before I actually opened up my own location, I was someone who was renting space from other people. And because I had a clientele and I was keeping track of what I was bringing in, the young lady who had did my business plan was able to kind of tally up, if this is what you're bringing in, we could throw out these projections of what it could potentially look like if you had 4 more views in your business, helping to make you the type of money that you're making, and so on and so on. So having a business plan is really good. Even the Bible tells you to write the vision and make it plain. Like, you have to have some type of plan of action, because once you have a plan of action, you can actually see, now you know what to go on. Dreams not written down, I don't know if they're really going to come to pass. So you want to make sure that you have some sort of a plan. Then you want to make sure that you have established your business. Do you know what your name is going to be? Do you have a tagline? Is there a logo? Is there a color scheme that you want to have people be able to resonate, that they see and they know it's you? Like for me, red is my absolute favorite color, hence why it is in my logo. And to be perfectly honest with you, the development process does take time. Sometimes you may feel like you have it down, and then ideas, being a creative, I have so many different ideas that I may have come across my mind, and I'll have to talk to different people to kind of help me sort certain things out. But you want to make sure that you know exactly what you want, and you have that displayed through your business. And your logo is a great way for people to be able to grab a hold to that. Again, a tagline, you want to make sure that you have something that people are like, oh, okay. You want to make sure that if you're going to be a LLC, or you're going to be a corporation, you want to make sure people don't have your name. You want to do your research in your city, in your town, in your state, and make sure that your stuff is available to be used. You know what I mean? Because what you don't want is somebody else to have your business name, and then you can't use what you want. So you want to do your research as it relates to that. You also want to make sure the proper insurance. Let me tell y'all something about this insurance. Ooh, please don't believe the hype about thinking you just gonna work undercover and not have insurance for your business. And I'm not talking about like if you have a storefront in a building, just the insurance on the building. No, you need to have insurance on your business, on yourself, because it protects you. People are looking to hit a lick these days, y'all. If they have an opportunity to sue, trust me, they will sue you. And me, I am not going on Judge Joe Brown for nobody. And I know somebody might say, Judge Joe Brown ain't even out. It don't matter. I'm not going to Judge Judy. I'm not doing none of that, because you want to make sure that you have yourself covered in the event somebody tries to try you. And I actually had to learn this the hard way. And I was in a situation where I was working in a different salon as a booth renter. So if you are a booth renter and you think just because you're paying your rent that you have insurance, no, boo. You are your own boss. So you have to make sure you have your own insurance. Long story short, this lady was trying to come after me, and I did not know that I needed to have insurance. And so that was a very expensive lesson that taught me, like, now, no, I got to make sure that I have insurance, because it protects not just me, but it also protects, like, if they wanted to come after my home and take my car and take, my house, and I was not insured, I don't ever want to put myself in a position where that kind of stuff happens. So please make sure you have insurance. Make sure you have a marketing strategy as well. Do you know the target market that you're trying to attract? Do you know what they're doing? Do you know what their habits are? Do you know what their hobbies are? Like, do you know how to attract those people? Because business ain't no business without customers, period. And you want to make sure that you know how to attract said customers. Again, I have to make sure that I stay up on the latest trends. I try to make sure that when I take pictures and post my work, that it's clean. I want to make sure that the atmosphere is nice. So when people come in here and they do the word of mouth referrals, people have something great to say about Pretty Girl Studios. But this is not something that I just learned yesterday. Like, we're talking about years of me being in the business and learning things trial and error. So I'm trying to help you guys get a couple legs up. You want to make sure that you know what your target market is. Use social media to your advantage. Before I was able to get a website done, Facebook was bringing me a lot of customers, even back to MySpace days. Now, there's probably some people watching this like, what is MySpace? Yeah, girl, MySpace. I was using whatever web designs, just whatever was out at the time. I was using it as a point of contact to be able to display my work and attract new clients. And that literally held me over, along with word of mouth, along with passing out cards, because these days nobody's really giving flyers. What a lot of people want to see is your website. So that's another thing you want to make sure you go ahead and invest in, a great web design. And you can even do it yourself. If you want to be watching your costs, you got different websites that you can build for free for yourself, or go ahead and hire someone to build your website for you. Because these days, like I said, everybody is on their phones, their iPads. It's a digital age now. And sometimes business cards or flyers get thrown away, lost in the sauce, and people want to be able to go to your Instagram or go to your Facebook. So you want to make sure that those platforms that you are using are nice, clean, professional looking, and that they have all the information that has to do with your business. And the other thing you want to make sure that you know about is if you're going to need capital for your business, are you going to need equipment? You want to make sure that you budget all of this stuff out beforehand, because you don't want to find yourself in debt if you can help it. I know some people borrow money for, a lot of big ventures, or even if you're going to have an investor, somebody investing you, which is something that I know I'm praying about for the next phase, because it takes money to make money, and we cannot be afraid of it, okay? So I hope that I helped you guys out this week with the 10 Minutes with Tele, and I'll see you next week.